To go. There we go. The connection is live. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday, the 14th of November. So, news-wise, coming out today, I'm just looking at this first. Not very much going on today. We do have a number of speakers actually this afternoon, which is not listed on that main news service I'm using there. We do have some ECB speakers this afternoon, actually, probably after I finish trading, but there are a number of them. ECB, Feds speaking there, and really late this evening we've got the Japanese GDP coming out there. So not a great deal to be aware of today. We'll see how things develop. Let's just switch markets here and look at the euro to start off with. Look at the currencies and see where we are now. Last week, obviously on Thursday and Friday, there we saw a decent run up with the euro dollar. Have we got much more to go on that? I think we have. It's just the speed of it may well slow down, and obviously entering it, if you're not long on the euro, which I'm not long in the euro at the moment, it's just getting an entry. Now there's some obvious sort of things I'm looking at. The bull flag I'm sort of looking at the moment, but we might get a retracement. It hasn't actually even called its daily pivot yet, but a retracement back to that and a decent bounce, or back to even to its weekly pivot, a bit more a deeper retracement wouldn't be a problem. But at the moment I'm erring on the more bullish side of the euro, so would rather be long than short. So it's really a case, just a matter of getting something to set up for me on the euro. But yeah, I mean it is quite steep, so we might see a little bit more rollover. We need to just be patient this morning. The pound, similar-ish picture. It didn't quite push up quite so hard on Friday. It's in this sort of nicer movement, in a sense. We've got the higher lows, higher highs clearly through there. It's a little bit softer. Again, though, similar when you get down to the 4-hourly time frame and the hourly time frame. You've got the sort of bull flags sitting in there. It's a nice little gap above as well. It's a case of just seeing if these can actually rally. We're already through the daily pivot on the pounds. It's gone a little bit weaker. Again, it's post 8 o'clock, just looking to see what develops from here. But we do have the weekly pivots below, which could become a draw if price starts selling off, and they could also provide support at that point. So I am looking on the more bullish side at the moment, these European currencies. Dollar yen, well, the yen's nice solid move down last Thursday, followed by more of a correction on Friday. The Bank of Japan are going to love this. At last, there seems to be something in their favour, and the yen's being sold a little bit. But yen can turn quite quickly. But just looking at 4-hourly, you've got the weekly pivot above, which could be a draw. So we've got factors that could just draw the price up a little bit more. And again, patience. Although it's pointing downwards now, we're seeing quite a bit of softening across all these markets. We just got to be a bit patient, I think, this morning, but we'll see. Aussie dollar, similar picture actually to the euro and the pound. It's had a decent push out. It's broken its trend, just as the euro and the pound has higher lows coming through now. It was leading the way for the end part of last week, really. Just again consolidating, trying its best. It's again another little bull flag here on the lower time frames. You can see the movement, how it slowed down. We had the solid movement on the news, and then we just gradually slowing down. We have put a lower high in, actually, on quite a few of these markets, put a lower high in, so just need to be a bit aware on that. Okay, it's on the shorter time frames, but it's the cracks below the surface. I'd like to see this pull back a little bit more, get into some sort of one of these. It doesn't have to be the Aussie. I'd prefer the euro if I was putting things in order. Okay, there's and the Canadian dollar that's just run through that. So this is US Canadian, so again US selling against the CAD here, and again a solid move. The 10-year, 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, 6-year, 7-year, 8-year, 9-year, 10-year, 11-year, 12-year, 13-year, 14-year, 15-year, 16-year, 17-year, 18-year, 19-year, 20-year, 21-year, 22-year, 23-year, 24-year, 25-year, 26-year, 27-year, 28-year, 29-year, 30-year, 31-year, 32-year, 33-year, 34-year, 35-year, 36-year, 37-year, 38-year, 39-year, 40-year, 41-year, 42-year, 43-year, 44-year, 45-year, 46-year, 47-year, 48-year, 49-year, 50-year, 51-year, 52-year, 53-year, 54-year, 55-year, 56-year, 57-year, 58-year, 59-year, 60-year, 61-year consolidating, not pulled back as far as some of the others at the moment. Again though, it could still have a bit more of a correction this morning. It's a bit more of a mess down here, less clarity. It didn't really get the same acceleration last week as well. It got the move, but there's a lot of consolidation through certain patches of that. So if things start turning the other way, well, CAD might be one that leads it a little bit more maybe. Okay, there's the majors. Let's just switch into looking at the... Just change markets here. He says pressing the wrong button. There we go. That's what I need. So looking at the equity markets, just a quick overview of what's happened here in Asian session. So we did see some earlier rallies. These have rolled back a little bit, although the CSI 300 is still up. The rallies died off a little bit, as did the Nikkei. It moved fractionally up, but negative for the day overall. Closer to home, S&Ps then. Let's look at what's happening here. And Thursday helps the case, gave us the higher low, and it's put us on a more bullish path. Although Friday didn't see much follow through there. That was pretty much a quieter day. If we come down the time frames on for this, and you just sort of see it was a hard fought day really. We'll see what again. We just need to be a bit patient this morning and see what develops from these. The Dow Jones for sure leading the way in the US on the markets, and the Nasdaq generally been the softest of the markets. But it too, I mean, it's put the higher low in. It's looked a lot more positive, but it could just be an ABC correction that we're seeing if things roll over. Although seeing institutional money up until last week running back into certainly the S&Ps, it would suggest there's a little bit more follow through to come. Okay, so this morning, let's have a look at the DAX this morning. The CAC and the DAX looking very similar. The DAX this morning quite quiet again, coming down the time frames here to look at this analysis a little bit more. We did eventually get the flag, did work out a little bit there, but not a great deal on Friday, but it took some time. It looked like it was going to break. It didn't. It rolled over, and it took until sort of later afternoon before it started picking there. And looking a bit choppy at the moment. Just looking at this shorter time frame, 30-minute time frame. It's just gone to the 15, so I can see where the daily pivot is. It's here. So daily pivot. It's just dancing around its daily pivot. Bit lacking in direction. Oh wait, it has a direction. It's sideward. So lacking in any momentum either to the upside or downside. Could be a slow start of the week on the DAX by looks of things. So it's often when you've had such a move, it takes a while. We need some consolidation before we see a continuation. The FTSE, well, this is not open yet, but closed down on Friday in the end. Pulled right way back. Little soft ending to the week. Switching markets, finally looking just at the cryptos for the crypto followers. We did see a continuation. We've seen some movement on this. Let's just get back onto the dailies then. So Saturday, Sunday, just saw it continue rolling over. Sort of big pun saying continuation. We are seeing a bit of a bounce at the moment, but it's got right around the nervous points again. And just looking at the shape of things, I started getting a bit bullish the other week, and then it took quite a big roll. But it's a very negative area where these markets are sitting at the moment, and the one of the weaknesses has been exposed as they come tumbling down last week across the board here. So more of a bearish outlook overall on these markets for sure. All looking relatively soft, all round near their lows. And I do wonder, would it take much more to give them another tumble? Would we see Bitcoin coming down to towards the 10,000 mark? We'll see. Anyway, on that lovely cheerful note, if you're holding Bitcoin, I wish you a great day, and I'll catch you later.